Hello, everybody. This is your host, Chris Iacono, and you're listening to Season 5, Episode 12 of Atomic Rumpus. We got a great show in store for you today. We got reviews, we got shout-outs, we got comedy. Oh my god, it's going to be amazing. Don't go anywhere. A Texas rancher has sued the Border Patrol for violating his property rights. You know, I love stories like this because I love property rights. I do. If you've been listening to the show for a while, you know kind of where I stand on this. I'm, for freedom. I'm for freedom. I'm for, small businesses, entrepreneurs, people working hard and doing what they love and doing art and, the government and the police not infringing on your rights to pursue happiness. That's what I believe in. I believe, small. Yeah, make it small. Don't do too much. Like my grandma used to say, hey, you touch it too much. Like when you're making the meatballs or you're making a dough, if you overwork the dough, you fucking ruin the dough. Congrats. Great. Now everybody's going to be hungry. We got no garlic knots because you ruined the dough because you touched it too much. That's what happens with politicians and police and rule enforcers. You know, when they touch too much, they make a mess. So, property rights stories I like a lot. And I like them a lot because property is one of the key things that protects people from other people. Think about the Native Americans. The Native Americans rolled up, were like, oh, get the fuck off of my lake. Things might have been different right now. Instead of airplanes, we might have gigantic eagles flying us around. There'd be a shaman on every corner. You kidding me? Peace pipes for everybody. So yeah, property rights. That's why when I read articles like this, I see the overreach and I go, oh my God, what the hell are you doing? So here's what's going on. This is a 74-year-old retired rancher in Texas. That's what you do in Texas. You got a ranch and you got cows. Everybody's got cows. Did you know that? In Texas, you got Texas. You live in Texas, you got a cow, maybe a pig, a couple of goats. Actually, I don't think people from Texas eat goats. You can't get people in the U.S. to eat a goat. They don't even know what goat. What's a goat? That's that ethnic meat. I don't like it. I try it. Look, if you got a chance to eat a goat sandwich, eat a goat sandwich. When are you ever going to get another opportunity to eat a goat sandwich? That's all. It's one of those things. You see these moments, you seize them. So this rancher in Texas has a huge beef with the Border Patrol because the Border Patrol basically just walked onto his property without a warrant multiple times and then installed a bunch of cameras on his trees in the name of protecting the border. So this is one of those situations where, whoa. We have, we got certain amendments. We have things written down that prevent you from doing this, from anybody doing this. That was what the Constitution was supposed to be for. I mean, it doesn't really, nobody really follows it, but, the Constitution was supposed to limit government intrusion onto your property. Please remember that. It's a very important thing about the Constitution. The Constitution does not give you a right, okay? The Constitution limits the government's ability to intrude on a right that you were born with, okay? A natural right. You have a natural right to travel. You have a natural right to pursue happiness. You have a natural right to own property. And you actually do. The UN, that's a whole nother conspiracy right there, but the UN has a whole list of natural human rights that everybody has, and property ownership is one of them. That nobody should be denied property rights. It's one of the most important things. So the Constitution's supposed to protect the government intrusion on your property, but the government's like, hey, go fuck yourself. We'll do what we want. We're the government. That's what the government does. Plus, they got a whole bunch of guns and a whole bunch of laws and a whole bunch of lawyers. So, keep in mind, it's those three things: guns, laws, and lawyers, and voters, four things, okay? And the belief that, they're magic people, that lets them get away with this. So this 74-year-old rancher, this poor guy, is retiring. Also, he's got these creeper cameras, FBI cameras, CIA cameras, Border Patrol cameras on his property. What does he do? He takes them down. So here's what it said. The guy's name is Mr. Palacios. All right, Mr. Palacios found a small surveillance camera affixed to a mesquite tree on his property. Of course, but it's a barbecue camera. Delicious. When Palacios removed the device, he was contacted by the Border Patrol and the Texas Rangers, both claiming ownership of the camera and threatening Mr. Palacios with arrest if he didn't send them the camera back. What a douchebag move. Who does that? Who sneaks into your house, puts a camera up, watches you, then you find it, you take it down, and they're like, we're gonna take you to jail if you don't give us our Peep and Tom camera back. All right, so here's what the excuse says. The government's always got an excuse. Here's what government says. Government says, 2000, we got a bill, we got a law. Oh, a committee made a law like 50 years ago. No, really, that's what they say. Keep your goddamn hands off my mesquite trees. Well, Mr. Palacios went on to say he had many incidences where he found Border Patrol walking around his property at night with flashlights right outside his house. Sometimes they would leave. Other times they would say, we can do whatever we want. Oh, boy. Yeah, I know a couple of guys from Bensonhurst who talk like that, too. What do you mean? We can do whatever we want. Don't you know who we are? I'm Tommy Gagoots. And this is Joey Triple Cannoli. We'll break your fucking spleen. We can do whatever we want. What? Get the fuck out of here. So here's what the government said their excuse was. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 gives immigration officials the power to enter without a warrant any private property within 25 miles of an external boundary for the purposes of patrolling the border to prevent illegal entry of aliens into the United States. Okay, number one, that's insane. That is a law or a bill, okay? Because the majority of the population in the U.S. lives within 25 miles of a border. The oceans, the beaches, those are the border. Those count. We're not talking about the Canada and the Texas border only. We are talking the entire perimeter of the U.S. And believe it or not, so there's a bunch of, some National Security Act got passed like 2 years ago that actually extends that another 75 miles. So it's actually the inner circle, the whole 100 miles inland. Border Patrol, and then one of the other acronyms, one of the other three-letter organizations that have billion-dollar budgets and go, do whatever the hell they want. Another group from a Tom Clancy novel. Can't just end it, but that's everywhere. That's all in New York. That's all in New Jersey. That's the entire East Coast. Okay, go all the way down North Carolina, South Carolina, blah, 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 Arkansas, Georgia. I think those are all the ones that are against the water. Okay, 100 miles in. The entirety of Florida, half of Texas, all the big cities in Texas, all the way up California and Oregon, L.A., San Diego, San Francisco, Portland, all of them fall into this category. And believe it or not, Mr. Palacios replied to them. He says, hey, guys, my house is 35 miles away from the border. So that's what he said, 35 miles, and they didn't care either. So and here's what other reporters have to say who've investigated this. They say that the Border Patrol and the CPB, they just add a bunch of letters so you don't look it up and you're like, oh, it sounds nice. CPP. Sounds like CBD. Must be good. No. Somebody says they got that good CBP. You fucking run. That is not a cannabinoid. That's a bully with a badge. So the CBP has placed over 5,000 cameras along the U.S.-Mexico border. Many of these cameras are installed on private property, which the CBP refuses to disclose to property owners when and where they are placed. Wow. Holy crap, guys. America. This is America? Is this America? I thought this was America. Shout out to one of my favorite shows. This is what they can get away with now. So, advice to you, we don't know how the apocalypse is going to happen, okay? I wish I knew. That way I could adjust my hoardings accordingly. Apocalypse could happen many ways. Animal, mineral, vegetable. Any of those, a few more too. We don't know it's going to be a flood. We don't know if it's going to be a meteor. We don't know if it's going to be this friggin' flu. We don't know if it's going to be Gestapo police knocking down everybody's door. Gotta keep you safe. Kick it in your door. We heard you got a plant. You don't know if it's going to be the friggin' Illuminati, the De-Illuminati. We don't know if it's going to be zombies. Who knows? Maybe a time travel's going to come back, Terminator style. Nuclear war, World War 3, 4, 5. That goddamn physics lab in France, the CERN, it's smashing atoms. Oh, you're going to open up a fucking French black hole over here. I mean, the fucking French are annoying enough. You gotta imagine a black hole in France? Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know how it's gonna happen, guys. I just want you to know you gotta keep your eye on stuff like this, okay? They keep saying, hey, we're allowed to pass a law that says we're allowed to violate your private property. You won't have the ability to keep people out of your home anymore. They're gonna do what they want. So be careful out there, America, especially if you live within 100 miles of the border, that 80% of you that do. It's my favorite segment of the month, the time of the month where I smoke and tell you about it. Woo. You like my little improv song there? I thought it was terrible, but you probably liked it because you're a fan. And artists are hard on themselves. So what do we have this month on Butt of the Month? Girl Scout cookies. That's right, and I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Chris, I remember you reviewed this last year. I did review it last year, and I'm reviewing it again because it's amazing. And it's also like a hot dog, you know what I mean? It's like you have a hot dog from one store. It's not going to be the same hot dog you have from another store. You go get a gourmet hot dog from a gourmet hot dog store. It's completely different than the other two hot. You get a ballpark hot. So that's the way cannabis works. You got one grower that grows it one way, another grower grows it another way, and another grower that grows it a third way. And maybe the third guy sucks, but the first guy was great. That's why when you're reviewing strains, so much of it has got to do with the growers and the process and the nutrients and the love. You got to put the love into the plant. And there's also some cool insider information about Girl Scout cookies. Believe it or not, it's no longer called Girl Scout cookies. I'm calling it that because I can, but it's actually legally, it now has to be called GSC. Why? Because the Girl Scouts Association of America sued a bunch of growers in California for copyright infringement. Yep, that's how intellectual property works. So, the Girl Scouts Association of America, is it this association or is it like the Girl Scouts, I don't know, club? Is it Girl Scout Club or is it an association or is it a member? I don't know, whatever it is. The Girl Scouts got a little upset because they have the copyright on the phrase Girl Scout cookies. So, I can't bake cookies and put them in a box and slap the label Girl Scout cookies on them and then go sell them. Number one, it'd be creepy to see me dressed up like a Girl Scout selling cookies. Number two, I'm just not allowed to do that because I'm not a girl, I'm not a scout, and I'm not a cookie. So the Girl Scout Association sued all these growers and said, hey, you're not allowed to sell cannabis with our cookie name on it. It's got nothing to do with our brand. And believe it or not, I agree with them. As much as I love cannabis and I believe in freedom, you can't use somebody else's name. That's not how names work. It's, when you put time, effort, money, capital, and labor into a name and build it up, that's yours. Nobody can take that from you. A lot of people do. They try to take it. They try to steal. And then you got to go fight them in court, which is, what a nightmare. So Girl Scout cookies, the Girl Scout Cookie Association of Girls and Scouts essentially put a kibosh. They put the kibosh on the name. And now whenever you're in a store and you see something that says GSC, that's why. So, formerly known as Girl Scout cookies, GSC, it's an OG Kush, a Durban Poison hybrid. Also, two of my favorite strains. Durban Poison is phenomenal. It's got really the best smell in the world. Like if I could stick those buds up my nose and just walk around all day like that, I would. So it's got a sweet and earthy aroma, a very nice full body relaxation, and the THC percentage has also been rated in the top 10. It's won numerous Cannabis Cup awards. And believe it or not, there are several different phenotypes of the GSC strain. And a phenotype is a thing. It's a type of pheno. Yeah, go Google it. So when grown right, you'll see really bright green cones, purple leaves, orange hairs. It's beautiful. It's like it's a painting. This bud is a work of art. And if you're a grower, it's not that hard to grow. It's about 9 to 11 weeks for the flowering, and it's coming in at a whopping 19.35% THC. So this stuff will put you on your ass. I've seen stuff as high as 23, 24, and again, that's got to do with the grower. You know, you could have Girl Scout cookies that comes in at 12%. You could have Girl Scout cookies that comes in at 22%. It all depends on the nutrients and the love. And whether or not you played Mozart during the growing process. I think that actually helps plants. So there you have it. Check it out at your local dispensary or ask your dude if he's got some Girl Scout cookies. Although, I'm not sure you're going to get the right kind. Enjoy! So I just wanted to step in and give a personal thank you and shout out to our new Patreons from March. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, I from the bottom of my heart, this is like, you're bringing a tear to this Guido's eye. We launched a Patreon last year, and we've finally been pushing it and promoting it, and it's working. It's working. You guys are helping support the show, which means so much to us. It helps us bring you more content, helps us focus on creating, which is what we want to do. I may have mentioned this on some other shows, but personally, I cannot stand advertisements. I hate ads. I hate them. They actually make me upset when I watch them. If I'm watching television, I have to turn the ads off. If I'm in a movie theater, I have to come into the movie late because I can't sit through the ads. Like, it pisses my girlfriend off because I'm making snarky comments. I'm like, that's not true. That's not true. That car doesn't do that. You don't need that stupid thing. Look at them lying, everybody. Look, ads are garbage. They're bullshit. And Patreon is a way for you to directly support a show without running ads. So, we wanted to thank you guys. And I got some new names on the list here, and I want to go through them real quick. We're going to be doing some fun stuff with these names later on. Every quarter, we have quarterly things on the show. Like, we're getting... I hate to even use the word quarterly. It makes it sound like we got, you know, like a 401k plan, and there's people with paychecks. We ain't got none of that. But I do count things in quarters. So... Hey, pun intended. But every quarter, we're going to come up with all the names for all the patrons from that quarter, and we're going to mix you guys into like an awesome song. But for now, we're going to give you a quick shout-out. So shout-outs for March. Josh and Melissa Browning. You're awesome. Hey, thank you so much. We got a power couple over here. Hey. Next on the list, Scott Smith. I got nothing to say about that name because it's a pretty, it's a pretty standard name. I'm not even sure if it's real. Scott Smith sounds like, somebody from the 1700s. I don't know. Is Scott Smith's name on the Constitution? How does this work? Next, Patreon shout out, Joseph Storm Jr. Wow, that's a name, huh? What are you? Are you an X-Man? Are you part of Marvel? Are you part of the Marvel universe? Joseph Storm Jr. I feel like this guy can shoot lightning out of his nipples. Next up, Taryn Watson. Not sure what kind of name Taryn is. That's one of those weird millennial names where they just mush things together that don't make no sense. But hey, Taryn, you're pretty awesome. Thank you for the pledge. Next on the list, Blunts McDougal. Totally a real name. What a nice baby you have. What's his name? Blunts McDougal. Oh, that's strange. Yeah, I know. All right, Blunts, thank you very much. Next on the list, Annie Eckler. Ooh, Annie Eckler. I think that's related to somebody else in the feed. We got like siblings now donating on the Patreon. Thank you so much, sister combo. Donald Townsend is a new Patreon of ours. Thank you, Mr. Townsend. Sounds kind of fancy pants, Mr. Townsend. And last new Patreon for March, Iris Lee. Thank you so much, Iris. And thanks to all of you, seriously, all the listeners, all the fans, all the patrons. This was a great March, guys. You are seriously helping us focus on the show. The more we can bring in via the Patreon, the more content we can produce. This year is hopefully going to be huge for us. We want to launch some videos. We want to start streaming. We just want to focus on the show. My dream would be to do this show 5 days a week, 7 days a week, every day, release some content. But for that, we would need a team of editors and all that stuff. And that will happen eventually. With some donations. So if you haven't already, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/atomicrumpus. There's a little sidebar on the right. You get a bunch of bonus content for joining. You get some shout outs. And it doesn't take much. We have donations at the $2 level. We got donations at the $10 level. And believe it or not, a couple of bucks a month goes a long way. If everybody who listened to the show donated $2 a month, we would be able to quadruple the amount of content that we put out. And we have our first goal. One of our listeners chimed in last week on the Patreon. We have a lot of conversations going on the Patreon. There's a poll up there right now. So we're doing all of our communications through there now. We're abandoning Facebook altogether. And I barely even check the Twitter anymore. But our first goal is set. We are almost at $100 a month. That's a big number. Believe it or not. That's like a bill. That's like our internet bill and our web hosting bill. So when the show hits $100 a month, yours truly will release a live stream smoke session onto the Patreon where you, the listeners, can hang out with me in real time, asking me questions, making comments, hanging out, being buddies, and it'll be awesome. But it's only going to be for Patreon. So if you feel like joining or feel like increasing your pledge, please do that. Check out the Patreon. When we hit $100, we're going to make a big announcement, and we're going to release that live stream onto the Patreon and archive it there for all the Patreons to see. Thanks so much, guys, and check the page out. You are amazing. We're back on the show. Nadine and Brando are joining me here. Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. See, you just said it again.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
This is your host, Chris Iacono. What's happening in the world? Japan is in the news again. Japanese scientists have built a message display that's embeddable in your skin.
Oh, no. I can't handle this.
Yeah, and I'm showing off the picture here. We'll have the picture available on the
Ew.
feed and the website and stuff. It's really gross.
I don't like it.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of weird, creepy shit going on in Japanese culture with all that hentai stuff and tentacle porn, and they got they got dog sex robots out there, and you can buy panties from a damn vending machine, and now they're putting sensors in your hand. I don't know, Japan.
So what are these sensors like supposed to do? Why would somebody get a sensor implanted in their skin?
They make you more Japanese.
Well,
all
That's
of
part of
us are making a stink face right now. Like, this is just the worst idea. How do you get through security with this?
I don't know how you get through security. They don't ever leave Japan.
It's Japan. They don't have security.
They don't go anywhere.
The security is a Yakuza dude with the semi-auto.
So here's what it says in the article. The Band-Aid-like device is just 1 millimeter thick and can monitor important health data, as well as send and receive messages, include emojis.
So you can basically talk to your skin and have that send text messages and emails and stuff for you.
Yep. Well, they're trying to use it. Apparently, whoever developed it, it's got a good intention.
No.
It's supposed to be for people who are sick.
No.
So they can communicate with their doctors.
No.
I'm saying it's for doctors.
So what I don't get that.
That's
so if
how
it's,
they start
if it's for
everything.
people that are supposed to be sick that can communicate with their doctors, what's the difference between typing something or talking to their hand as opposed to a freaking telephone?
It's supposed to flash and alert you when you need to take your medicine.
Your phone can do that.
Or if you're dying.
Your phone can do that.
Your phone is not attached to your body.
Your watch is.
Not all the time.
Sometimes.
I lose things all the time. If I had a watch, I've had 9 watches in my life. How many watches do you see me wearing right now?
You're right. You should have your watch implanted into your wrist.
Yep.
That way you'll never ever lose it and you can always know what time it is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where we're going. That's where we're headed. Wrist watches that are actually part of your wrist. That's terrifying.
I don't like the idea of this.
I don't either. I think this is the first step to implanting, like tracking devices and like little explosives. So when you talk bad about Big Brother, your head explodes.
What is it though about Japanese culture that they do this? Because I think this is like part of their movie culture too. Is like machines that you ride in.
Depersonalization.
I
That's
don't know
what
if-
it is. It's like becoming less and less like adult masculine and adult feminine people.
But this is actually a movement. There's a movement of people who are wannabe cyborgs, and their stated goal is to augment flesh with machine. They are actively installing hardware onto their body, and there's a whole movement out there, and I think this is like the next step.
Wait, so is that movement based in Japan?
No, it's worldwide.
So do we know, it might not necessarily even be, there's a bunch of weird shit that comes out of Japan, I'm not going to lie, but this could just be coincidentally, the Japanese researcher is the guy who discovered this. It doesn't necessarily mean that Japan is behind, robo implantation in your skin.
I'm just saying, this is, this Japanese team has built one that's like, right now, everyone's like, wow, how'd you do that? Yeah.
They watched Battlestar Galactica. That's what this is. I blame them.
They do.
Who would have thought Japanese may be the original Cylons?
Of course.
That's what it is.
They do weird shit, though, with their, like, you see their cars, they have these weird, like, cars where they put the wheels slanted and they make the bodies look like frickin' rocket. Like, that's like a thing in Japan.
Did you just say Japanese people had slanted wheels on their cars?
That is what I said.
That's a little racist.
They did it on purpose. Like, I'm not the one that created it.
Damn slanty wheel over
there. They're following their own stereotype. I got nothing to do with that. But I think it's partially to do with censorship. In Japanese porn, they can't show the actual genitals. They have to put the little, like, whatever sensor pixelization thing.
And why is that better?
No, Brando. I have no idea what you're speaking about. I have never seen this Japanese porn.
No, I haven't either. I read it in the People.
Yeah, this must have been in another article.
Yeah, it just talked about how they can't
about porno.
But like, so somehow that's going to protect people from like the horrors of a vagina and
no, it's hold on. I've looked into this.
Have you?
Oh, we have an expert in the studio.
Extensive research.
Expert alert.
Apparently, showing the pubis is taboo in Japanese culture.
Right, that's what I just said. That's not researching why.
You didn't use the word taboo.
You're right, I didn't use the word taboo.
That's pubis. The key word, or pubis. The word, combining the words pubis and taboo actually make your knowledge sound that much more knowledgeable.
Wait, is that a game? Pubis taboo? Is that
a game? You smack like a big penis every time you have an answer. Doing. No, but so
if it's Japanese, it's not a big penis.
Right, a little one. It's like a light switch. You hit the little light switch. So why? Wait. I still don't get. So why is that okay? But like tentacle porn, anime porn, where they show some dude's tentacle going in a butthole and out their nose,
or panties in a dispensary machine.
That's okay, but you can't show the. It's not even the whole penis. You can't show the tip of the penis, and you can't show the little tip of the vagina. But you can show the sex act, and you can show the tentacles coming in and out.
What is the weird shit? And how is that supposed to make you? That's supposed to be better for you psychologically than actually just seeing the parts going at it.
For the children, got to protect the children from the horrors of reproduction.
Something like that. Something like, I don't know how, I really think that something went screwy after World War II, and all this fucking radiation, like, ruined Japanese culture. And now there are panties in the machines, tentacle porn, and fucking embedded displays.
I totally forgot how we got on this subject. What led us to tentacle porn?
We're just talking about Japanese culture. They have tentacle porn.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that did the implant chips, and then we started talking about the implant chips coming out of Japan, and then the natural segue.
Have another one. Have another one, Nadine. Have another. Hey. Yeah, so, okay, here's why. Because you're a girl, and you've never seen tentacle porn. We're guys, we've seen tentacle porn.
Y'all,
it just doesn't make sense to you.
I've been a counselor. I have looked up everything anyone has ever talked to me about.
So wait. You have seen tentacle porn?
Yes, I know all about this.
Okay. All about this.
Yeah, I counsel people in the kink community.
Another expert alert.
Origins of tentacle porn. Origins of tentacle porn in Japan.
Octopuses. Those are the origins.
So yeah, that's the yeah. It's just
it's the weirdest shit. So anyway, back to like what we were talking about. So so you say they're supposed to be able to contact doctors? Like that's what the point of this little like chip thing is, right?
No, that's the thing. Only thing that they can say that's not like we
creepy.
really want to be robots.
Hold on, I did not get to that part of the article yet.
Oh.
Hold on.
We're speculating.
Takeo Somya, the University of Tokyo professor who developed the device, envisions it as a boon for medical professionals with bedridden and far-flung patients and those who live way out from their relatives. So he tried to develop it as an alert system. You remember the life alert? Remember, I fallen and I can't get up. And you push the thing in your neck. Japan's like, screw that. Let's embed something on these old people's skin because they'll put up the least resistance when we hold them down and actually embed things in their skin.
This is going to be like Kingsman. That's where we're going. Where shit happens, he pushes a button and the old people suddenly start like trying to kill each other with their canes.
That's terrifying to me. Be like, I'm old. hold grandma down. Like you're like stapling, diodes to her back.
It's only a millimeter thick. Come on, quit fighting me, you old bag.
Well, when you get older, a lot of people get dementia too. Can you imagine like losing part of your thinking ability, part of your ability,
and then forgetting what it is?
And then trying to figure out what the hell is in your arm?
Right.
That's terrifying.
That's going to lead to a bunch of people like with knives trying to cut out the government. We already have people scared of the government. Like they think the government's implanting like RFID devices in them.
I don't know. This is
like
a bad idea. I give
step.
what did we say on a previous episode? 2 thumbs down, like 1 thumb in your butt. Like what were the
No,
there was thumbs up. Okay.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
And then a thumb in your butt.
And then a thumb in your
So
butt.
this takes it a step further, and this is an implanted thumb under your skin.
Oh.
Yes.
This is
a robotic thumb in your butt.
You made it
would be.
worse.
Of
You
course
made
I
it
did.
worse.
But a thumb in your butt, if like it was for a bad movie. Okay, if the movie's so bad that you can't, it's like 2 thumbs down isn't enough. Each thumb in your butt counts as 2 thumbs down, so it's actually
So this
4 thumbs down.
or we could just
By
say
2 thumbs.
these
in your
are
butt.
these are tentacles.
Yes.
2 tentacles down, which is even worse. That's like
Yeah.
8 of them.
No, this would be 16 tentacles
16
down.
tentacles. See, that's crazy. This is just a step away from porn, by the way.
I know.
Like
Yes.
the little devices, it's not going to take very long before they realize that, well, we could implant them in our, genital area.
Oh,
and
God.
then you've got VR porn. You just close your eyes and tap it in, and then through your penis.
You just decoded why this was invented.
100%. Your penis is going to project porn out onto the screen, and you're just going
Lordy.
to, it's going to be all there.
Well,
Lordy.
can't wait for that day. What's playing through your penis right now? Goonies.
Tentacles.
Goonies. I'm playing Goonies.
Tentacle 3.
Thanks for listening to the show. Check us out online at atomicrumpus.com, on Patreon at patreon.com/atomicrumpus. Please share the show with your friends. Let them know how awesome it is. And if you have a second, leave us an awesome 5-star review on iTunes. Have a great week and happy smoking.